I just want to say a few things about what we're shouting before. We heard from several speakers that Bradley Manning is not alone. And that's true. It's also true in I think, two different senses. One is that he's not alone in being in isolation. I got an article here published by Al Jazeera where they say that in the United States more than 20,000 inmates are held in supermax prisons, which by definition isolate their prisoners. Whereas 50,000 to 80,000 more are in solitary confinement on any given day in other prisons. This is what, this is where Guantanamo comes from. This is what happens in the prisons in the United States that kind of give root to this kind of situation. But the other sense is that in which Bradley Manning is not alone is the resistance. And I have here a few messages coming from To Payday Men's Network, from other organizations with which we are in touch, about the situation of conscientious objectors and refuseniks in Europe and in the Mediterranean area. One is from Chris Capps. He is an international veteran against the war for Germany. And he says, I served with the US Army in Baghdad, Iraq from 2005 and 2006. And I deserted the US Army in 2007 to refuse to deploy to Afghanistan. And I currently live as a free man in Germany. Bradley Manning, if he's truly the person who gave classified military information to WikiLeaks, is someone who should be celebrated for performing such a courageous act instead of possibly facing the death sentence. And he continues, if the US was motivated by any sense of justice, why are they prosecuting and torturing the person who allegedly exposed crimes, illegal operations, and general hypocrisy, instead of those the US government has documented to have committed crimes? Then, another one from the Association of Greek Conscientious Objectors. They say, the Association of Greek Conscientious Objectors wishes to express its solidarity to Bradley Manning and protest his inhumane pre-trial punishment by the US authorities. As Amnesty International stated, the repressive conditions imposed on Manning breached the US obligation to treat detainees with humanity and dignity. And they attach a letter by one of the conscientious objectors in Greece, called Babis Akrivopoulos, to the judge, to the military judge, a woman, who is supposed to put him on trial and judge whether he's guilty or innocent for the crime of refusing to kill. And he says that, in fact, he's not going to go to the trial. He's not recognizing the jurisdiction of the military court in his case because he is a citizen and not a soldier. Another one coming from war resistors and human rights defenders from Turkey. They say, Bradley is a brave man who believes in humanity, who believes that war is a crime against humanity, who believes that we are important and we can change the world. Like Khalil Sauda, who served 2 years in prison for refusing to kill, and is now getting another 5 months for supporting Israeli refuseniks in Turkey. And Inan Suber, who served 1.5 years in prison for the same crime, saying that war is a crime, for saying that war is a crime and this is not a crime. Refusing to kill is not a crime. We are strong enough to change the world. We must believe in our power and show our solidarity against money. They have money and we have solidarity. We are more powerful than them. We just must believe in our power and show our solidarity. We are with you. We love and solidarity. Now, the other question is to raise and to highlight, I think, is that Bradley Manning is an openly gay man. And we must give tribute to the action and to the courageous resistance of gay men in this issue of refusing to kill. The first US soldiers who publicly refused to fight in Afghanistan, Stephen Funk and Kieran mentioned him. Steven Funk is a gay man. A Kurdish gay conscientious objector, Mehmet Tarhan, was put in prison for 11 months and tortured until a campaign, including Payday and the LGBTQ in the global women's strike, supported him with many others. And we managed to organize with other networks a picket in 23 towns in 14 countries the same day, and we got him out. So this is very much an international issue as being stressed here. And let's not, we got other messages here from Italy, from people who just singularly thought it was a good idea to send us a message and say, we are with you. Last but not least, I would like to stress that Sue Glanton, Joe Glanton's mother, sent us a message wishing well to this demo and saying that what Joe Glanton, the first European soldier who refused publicly to go to Afghanistan, to fight in Afghanistan, has suffered is not what Bradley Manning is at this time. And she is actually behind these demos and wishes us well. Let's not forget what women do for this movement. Every refusnik, almost always as a woman or more women, starting with the women in their family, supporting them. And this is why refusnik can resist, can say, I refuse to kill. If that presence of women and that support of women was not there, they couldn't do it so well. Thank you.
Hello, I'm from Lesbian, Bi, Trans, Queer in the Global Women's Strike, and we're delighted that this protest has been organised here in London outside the US Embassy, and our sisters and brothers are organising a protest in Philadelphia. And Bradley Manning is our gay hero. We think as people have said, he's been so brave to be out, and he's been really paying a high price for the leaking of the information of the criminal lies of the US government, and we have to defend him. And we have taken on the slogan that was used many years ago from an organization of Palestinian and Israeli LGBT people, which they said there's no pride in the slaughter of others, and we totally agree with that and totally support that. While some people in the lesbian and gay movement have campaigned for LGBT people to go into the military, we say we do not want the equality to kill people. We are against killing, and we do not think that we know why people go in. Some people go in for economic reasons, and we are campaigning for higher benefits, wages, against the cuts, so people are not forced into the military for economic reasons. But we are against the people in the LGBT movement who are campaigning for the right to kill. We're against it. I just wanted to say also that we are going to keep campaigning with all of you until he gets out. The torture he's under. The torture that he's under is absolutely terrible, as people have described. And we are going to keep. Sorry, Lawrence, I'm getting distracted. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. The torture that he's under, and I think the thing is also that he's. The torture of making him stand naked, we also feel they're particularly targeting, they torture many refuseniks in prison, but they're particularly targeting him in that way. I think there is a gay, aspect of the way that they're torturing him. And, for him to be, without cold and cut off from everyone in solitary confinement. And, we really are thinking of him and must keep him in our minds all the time. And we have a responsibility, as people have said already, as people on the outside, to keep defending and protecting our people in the inside who've taken this stand for all of us. And I just wanted to let also people know that, for example, I met someone Hugo Blanco from Peru, who's been part of the indigenous movement for many, many years, and they had an article about Bradley Manning praising his action in Lucha Indígena in the newspaper. I just also wanted to say something. I'm sure people, everyone knows that another historic thing is happening at the moment. President Aristide and his family returned to Haiti on Friday after 7 years of forced exile. And Selma James, the international coordinator of the Global Women's Strike, which we're part of, was invited to be there to welcome them in Haiti, and is with the Aristides at the moment in the house in their house in Haiti. And there's been thousands of people have gone to see him and are absolutely delighted and thrilled that their leader is back. And we really have to keep defending our points of reference like Bradley Manning and our leaders like Aristide. And you do have in mind that, if we defend our leaders and protect them enough, for example, like Salvador Allende, many thousands of people would not be killed. And we have to keep speaking out and keep campaigning together. And just to follow on also from what Giorgio was saying, that many of the movements, many of us, especially women, are, often sometimes invisible, often invisible. In Egypt, I remember one man saying recently, for every man you see out in Tahrir Square, there are 6 women at home caring for the elderly, caring for people with disabilities, making food for the protests. So, we have to really keep in mind that it's often women and young women in Egypt who really called people to Tahrir Square and that are doing a lot of the work, to lead the movement, at the forefront of the movement. And that I think also what we've learned while we were watching, what we've learned from the movements in Egypt, in Tunisia, in Haiti, things can change very fast. There's more of us than them. We have to just organize together, get it together, and we can win. If we organize internationally, we can win. So, free Bradley Manning, stop the torture, release him now.